Tip-off at the Golden Dome is 7:30. And finally, tonight's soccer. It's
national basketball team. Tonight at 7:30, the Rams and the Czechoslovakian junior men's team, the one you will see in the 1992 Olympics, will hook up in an exhibition game at the Golden Dome. At a news conference earlier today, the Czech team said that although the Americans play a totally different style than the international game, there is some benefits to be reaped.
Therefore, we will come here and we will try to come here again, because there's only one possibility to learn basketball here, not in Europe, but here in the United States.
Tak, že asi to že s tou hrou, jakou hrají jako...
Art of your playing basketball we can't see in Europe, and therefore, for example, is defense, yeah? And therefore we would like to know this system of basketball and keep anything from it for us.
Okay. Join us for highlights of this event tonight at 11. If you want to see it in person, it's $5 at the door for the adults and $2.50 for the students. Well, for the first time, I should say. 92. Yeah. That's right. Come on, Barcelona, right? Well, in fact, the Bluefield College Championship competition has been a staple in the Ramblin' Rams diet for the past few years, and that competition hasn't been just American college teams. They have also dieted on the international competition. But for the first time ever, a foreign team has graced the hallowed hardwoods of the Golden Dome. Let's go to the highlights, bring you up to date on it. Tonight at the Dome, as we just said, the traditional exchange of gifts, and then the man, Todd Hopkins, for where you play it, here or there. Then Barry Payton with a slashing layup, good for two. However, the Czechs led 42-35 at the half. Then the Ramblin' Rams, they battle back. Barry Payton with the breakaway layup, and this is how to get it done, Czechs. He'll show you, makes a little move inside, in for the two. Then it's razzle-dazzle time. Carlos Milbro. Watch the flip back to Rick Berstrom. Nice, and Rick takes it to the hoop. That's good for two. Bluefield College outquicks the Czechs tonight. Bergstrom hits Barry Martin as Bluefield College beats the Czechoslovakian junior team 83-78. The Ramblin' Rams winning for the good old red and white and the land of the free.
Well, yes, we were representing the United States tonight. That's true. As our All-American team has done over the last 3 summers. And again, it was just a great win.
Yes, it's something, you know, American pride, you know. They come over, you know, we go over there, and when they come over here, you know, it's just a great feeling that everybody gets when two countries meet like that.
Congratulations to Bluefield. Well, the inbounds pass. This is the jumper, good for two, but Jeff Miller. Once again, the Rams are on the move with the pressure in the fast break. Watch the nice pass to Barry Martin for the pair. Yes, and plus, he's fouled. He gets the three-point play, but back the Rams come with the scoring machine in the form of Todd Hopkins, who gets 2 more of his team-high 33 points. He also had 15 rebounds to lead the Rams to their 11th victory of the year with a 94-79 victory over Clinch Valley tonight. And Marshall tonight. Marshall looking to, well, they were trying to win number 1 in the Southern Conference. They lose.
They played several Southern Conference teams, so it was not like they were in awe of playing Division I teams. They were not, as you can see there. They put in a bunch of three-pointers.
And while some smaller schools may have trouble finding big men on the inside, it seems every team has a good three-point shooter.
Well, as Mr. Jennings on steal, took it on down to the left. He had, I think, 5 or 6 steals along with his assist. Yeah, they, you know, schools that size do get a lot of athletes, and they had 3 or 4 that were quick and could shoot the basketball and created some matchup problems for our bigger people. It was hard for us to play Chad, Greg, and Lavelle, for example, at the same time, or Mark Larkey, because it creates mismatches where we've got a 6'7", 6'8" guy guarding a 6'1" or 2. And I remember years ago playing North Carolina when I had a real small team at the Sturgill, and we could create the same problems. We had an 18-15 halftime lead one time. They had to sit down the big guys because they simply couldn't keep up with our smaller guys.
Here they are trying to make a run at the end, and you're getting ready to protect that 11-point lead.
Well, and I'd be less than honest if I didn't say we'd like to have won by 20 points. But when you do have a close game and have strategy at the end and do some coaching and play with your head, I think you come out ahead in the long run as far as being in that situation. And now it's twice we've been in that situation where we had to call timeouts, where we had to have strategy to win the game. We've won both of them. Neither over big-time opponents or whatever, both over teams we should beat. But nonetheless, they were good experiences for us. And I want to say Coach Mark Blevins does a great job with this group of young men. I was real happy with his comments and his comparisons of us with some of the other Southern Conference teams. He felt that we can compete favorably with them, and he can judge that because he's played several. I think he's got a couple more to play. He plays about 5 Southern Conference schools, and they played them pretty closely thus far.
You had to be pleased with the pressure free throw shooting down the stretch, too. Roy Donaldson and Greg Janis, I think, both games.
They both hit very key ones. Roy with about a minute and something to go, and then Greg with 4 seconds hit a key one. There was a moving screen there. Ended up in a technical. They were trying to free their man for a three-point shot, and the screener would just move in there. It was a moving screen to get that three-point shot.
Which is a rule in basketball, but it's not always enforced, is it?
Well, the only time that really occurs, what you just saw, is late in the game. They don't try that at any other time in the game, so it's not even done very often. He said, don't foul, just get in front of them, and they took one last three-point shot.
And you come away with a win, 93-88.
Tony Salito, a warrior since the 60s when stationed in Hawaii, deciding to stay on the island, coach at the high school level, paying his dues, and now claiming for the entire state of Hawaii their first national championship. As the seconds tick down, Tony Salito winning his first national championship, hugged there by Daryl Susi and Russell Tung, his assistant coaches. Our congratulations to both he and his program and to this fine group from Oklahoma Baptist. Our final score, 88-83 for Clark Kellogg. Tim Brando, so long. Sports Center is next.
minutes on, the crowds continue to grow, and when you tipped it up against Bluefield, another large crowd pushing 5,000, which is great for the second regular season game.
Well, it is. The drama just sort of built up, and each night the crowd has gotten larger, and we hope that continues against Mississippi.
As we pick up the highlights, we're going to show you the Bucks getting off to a bit of a sluggish start. Were you concerned at all? It seemed as if both games, if there was something to nitpick about, took 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of this contest before your team really got into high gear.
It did. We struggled early, and we just were playing without a purpose. I told them at halftime we were passing, we were moving, we were running, but really not putting a lot of thought into it. And we got that worked out at halftime.
Boy, and once you did, I think 44 points in the first 10 minutes of the second half. What a turnaround. Everything seemed to be clicking. One great thing about the team is if a couple of guys aren't hitting, it seems like a couple of other guys are on. That has to be the mark of a good team.
Well, I think we had 6 guys in double figures for the second straight night, and that is great balance. We've had different leading scores. The 2 leading scores each night have been different, and we will probably have, and I said this back in the fall, 5 guys averaging in double figures.
And, of course, to emphasize that, we talk about leading scorers. You had Major Gear with 20 and Alvin West with 24 the opening game. And then in this contest, both Marty Story and Greg Dennis get 23 apiece as your inside game started working. Was that because of the defensive difference in Bluefield? You were able to do more inside.
And Bluefield was putting more pressure on the ball in the perimeter area, and that was their game plan. And then Erskine's was to try to cut off the inside, give them the outside. So we took in each case what they would give us.
We show a lot of offensive highlights whenever we have the coaches show, but you had to be, I would think, pleased with the defensive effort, too, when the intensity picked up. Your defense in the pressing effort seemed to work a lot better in that portion. You seem to have Bluefield a lot more befuddled than you did Erskine.
Well, it was a combination of it working better, and I think we had a little more depth. Bluefield had a pretty good starting 5, and they were quick, they were good athletes, but in the second half, I think our depth started paying off. You know, people like Michael Woods in there that didn't start, Alvin, Calvin. And then they start wearing down. Rodney coming in, so we go 8, 9 deep there of good athletes who can play that defense and the type of thing we want to do.
I think the stat sheet reflects that too. In 2 games, you've only had 1 player play as many as 30 minutes. Mister did that for Greg Dennis for game time.
Marty had an exceptional game, as did Greg. Marty had just hit the ball.
That kind of thing really brings the crowd to the feet as well.
The crowd loves to see him get out there and open, and we have several of them that can do that. But Calvin.
Move.
He takes it to the paint, puts on the fake, and he goes up for the 2. He led the Rams with 25. Jerome Brown then takes the feed down low, puts it on the quick move, the hoop, and the basket. He had 24 on the evening. The Rams led by a dozen at the half, the Panthers, but they did make a bit of a run at it in the second half. Here, Richard Colton, he'll put up the long three-pointer. He netted 16 on the evening. The Panthers, well, they kept bombing away most of the second half. Here around the horn from where Latchy fires away from long. As we said, long range, cutting the lead down to 10. But when the going got tough, the Rams counted on the inside game. Todd Hoskins he rebounds the miscue, puts it back up for the bucket. He had 22 points for the Rams tonight, who won going away. The final tonight from the Golden Dome, Bluefield College 106, Ferrum 86. And a ball game played just a little bit early.
Leading to that game was late in the second quarter. A basket separates those teams. Kentucky defeated Lamar with Arkansas over Morgan State. Closer to home, Bluefield College hosted an up-and-coming Concord team at the Dome, but once again, Mark Blevins' Ramblin' Rams were just too much for their bigger opponents. Todd Hopkins continued to burn those nets for BC. Rams on a roll. Red-hot Todd Hopkins off an inside pass. Rams really had little trouble with Concord at the Golden Dome tonight. Coach Blevins looks a little worried. He had no need to be. Freshman sensation Julius Lockett had his jump shot dropping for the Lions. He couldn't carry the whole team, though. Hopkins from the side for 2 more. He finished with a game-high 31. BC continued to open it up. Here's a great steal, though, by the Lions' Rusty Cleveland. Lockett on the end of it. He had 28 tonight. Center Howard Mayo cleans up underneath for the Rams. BC goes to 9-3, a 99-78 win. On the local scoreboard, it was Bluefield.
Well, they say that when you tell somebody something no one else knows, it's no longer a secret. Well, that's the case today, then. Pat Frizzell reports on what used to be the best-kept secret in the Virginias.
The Bluefield College Rams basketball squad is the best-kept secret in sports in Virginia. It's a major surprise to most people, but in the last 3 years, the Rams have the winningest program amongst any other school in the state of Virginia, having compiled a total of 83 wins. How can a college with only 400 students be so successful? There must be a secret.
Defense. It wins practically every game for us.
Fast break, traps, stuff. It's a big part of our winning.
We played against each other in high school, and now we're playing together here in college.
People look up the stats and everything, and we're right up at the top with how teams are for Virginia, and it makes us feel real good, so that's going to make us play a lot better.
Nationally, here's another shocker. Out of 1,400 schools surveyed around the country, Bluefield College reigns in the top 10, along with national powerhouses UNLV, North Carolina, Georgetown, and Duke. One asks, how can it be?
I'm just as stunned as anybody else. Like I said, we've had a lot of success.
Basketball at Bluefield College tonight. The team picked to win the West Virginia Conference came to town, and they were hoping to knock off Bluefield College, but that wasn't the case. Here you see it. That is Mark Blevins, the 13-year head coach for Bluefield College. Then you see right here, number 44 misses. Then it's number 34 off the glass. Then Keith Brown, he rips down the rebound. He hits the outlet pass to Fred Phillips, who dishes off to Todd Hopkins. Hopkins finishes with 24 points for the Bluefield All-American. Once again, it's Alderson Broadus with a nice move for 2 as they go inside, and that's a nice move off the glass there. There's you see a man who's not very happy tonight. But then Ralph Stovall, who finishes with 22 points, he puts the final touches on the game. Bluefield dumps the favorite tonight, 110-105. Well, the search is over. We're came to the hospital. Tonight they made it to the gym safely, and then, well, they had to battle Bluefield College. As we pick up the action now, under the dome, the Rams in the white. This is Lamont Worth for 2 of his 22 tonight. And then it was Brian College who misses, and it gets the Rams fast break in high gear. Todd Hopkins, DeBerry Payton, who finished it off for the pair. Then Brian College shows they, too, can play the transition game. Leroy Johnson with a rebound and the outlet pass to Ronnie Cox, who throws it up. Yes, pray for it. Well, he got the prayer answered, didn't he? Then with time running out, the backdoor alley-oop to Todd Hopkins. There you see off the glass, Todd had how many? 53 points tonight. Then we go back the other way. You see a big three-pointer. Then Hopkins goes backdoor, gets the 2. As we said, he had 53 points tonight. Then Hopkins puts Bluefield College up by 1 with 15 seconds to go in regulation. And then with 6, Ronnie Cox sends it to overtime. And then Barry Payton hits 4 free throws in overtime period as Bluefield College wins a tough one, 110-105 in overtime. Taking a look at other college hoop action for you tonight. Bringing you up to date, it was Marshall National Little College Regional Tournament. To the hard court we go. Bringing you up to date, Bluefield College came out with a hot hand early. Their 5th consecutive 21 season under their belts. Ramblin' Rams in white. Barry Martin to Todd Hopkins, who finished with 20 points tonight. In the traffic, Ohio Valley's Larry Weaver with a loose ball and the jumper. Then going the other way, Winston Grays to former millionaire Sean Jenkins. Jenkins is there for the deuce, and the Ramblin' Rams were rambling. Then after a miss, Ohio Valley's Bill Merriman takes it coast to coast and pulls up for the jump shot, trying to pull closer. Bluefield led by 15 at the half. Bluefield then gets the ball moving. Off the fast break to Lamont Woods, who had 20 tonight, to Kevin Ford, who scores as Bluefield College blows out Ohio Valley tonight, 113-65. Let's take a look at the scoreboard, bringing you up to date on what happened in West Virginia Conference Tournament action today. Rams in the white tonight. After the miss by Richard Greer, here's the big man Tyron Thornton with the slam. But back the Rams come with none other than, you know who it is, Todd the Man Hopkins, who gets the deuce going inside. He finished with 29 points and 22 rebounds tonight. Then this time, Knoxville's Greer gets the deuce to fall. A tight ball game tonight. Here, Barry Payton gets 2 of his 15 going inside. But tonight, Bluefield loses just his 5th home game in the last 5 years. This time, 93-91. Let's go to the West Virginia Conference scoreboard. A big upset. I think the time is right to honor now with a preview of the week ahead and a look at this week's NAIA Player of the Week, Todd Hopkins. Pat Brazell reports for News Center 6 Sports.
The Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams at 16-12 have recently received national attention, as this week one of the Ramblin' Rams' own, forward Todd Hopkins, has been named the NAIA District 24 Player of the Week, thanks in part to a 25-point average the last 3 games.
I got most of my points off offensive rebounds, and it really wasn't difficult that we played the last 3 games, and but the key was that the whole team was playing well.
Todd's in 6'1" and playing a power forward position. He's probably the smallest power forward in the country, but he plays like he's 6'6", 6'7".
They have a crucial 3 games remaining. A victory in each of the championship in the NAIA Eastern District.
You know, we got King tomorrow night. We got Carson Newman at home. We got Liberty University at Liberty.
Of the entire district tournament.
In Bluefield, Virginia, Pat Brazell, News Center 6 Sports.
They will come from college Ramblin' Rams if they were the Superman of the league after the Rams swept the season series tonight. Let's go to the highlights from the Dome tonight. This is Fred Phillips for 3. Yes, sir. It was a Bluefield lead early. Then Carson Newman. The Eagles on the attack. Kevin Spaulding with a nice move to the bucket. Off. Yes, it's good. Now watch the move coming up. Carlos Milbro goes airborne, throws it up, and he gets it for 2. Again, it's Carlos Milbro. This time from the corner, just inside the 3-point range. Yes, he'll take it. A big night for the Rams. Fred Phillips, he had 19. He gets 2 right here as Todd Hopkins led Bluefield tonight with 24 as head coach Mark Blevins records his 100th career victory, 107-93. Skiing is a daytime in a game 150 to break the Virginia single-game record of 140 set by the University of Richmond. Ralph Stovall of Bluefield set a new Bluefield College single-game record with 62 points. Let's go to the highlights tonight against Knoxville, Tennessee. As you see here in the first half of action, Fred Phillips inside to Todd Hopkins. It won't go, but the tip is there by Jerome Brown. Here's Ralph Stovall. He gets the jumper. Bluefield College under Mark Blevins had an easy time of it. We said Stovall tonight with a great evening. Fred Phillips on the drive here. He takes it all the way. Phillips with 17 points tonight and 15 assists. The Drons on the attack. This is James Page. The miss, but a great tip in by Albert Harris. Now watch this jam coming up, Jack. You're going to love it. The Ramblin' Rams on the fast break. Ralph Stovall, the bounce pass to Todd Hopkins. Yes! Hopkins finished with 29 points and 11 rebounds. And then Fred Phillips dishes off to Carlos Milbro at Bluefield College in impressive fashion. They roll 150-94 over Knoxville. A blowout. Now, on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock, it's going to be Ohio Valley against Bluefield College. As we said, that ball game gets underway at 1 p.m. Sights are going up.
Beating the big boys.
Beating the big boys. In fact, the Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams are currently 12-8. And tonight, they got to find out just how good they really are by hosting Gardner-Webb. As we just said, the number 12 basketball team among the nation's NAIA top 20. Let's go to the highlights from the Golden Dome tonight. They go to Mr. Excitement, Todd Hopkins, who finishes off with 36 points tonight, plus he had 12 rebounds for head coach Mark Blevins. The Gardner-Webb responds with a nice baseline shot from Patrick Olson. And then again, Gardner-Webb shows the tough inside play. Stan Easterling gets the bucket to fall. But Gardner-Webb came into tonight's contest, as we said, the 12th best team in the NAIA. Tonight they go home on the short end of a 79-76 whipping by the Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams, whose record goes to 13-8 and 6-2 in district action. Let's take a look at the top 20 scoreboard tonight.
And you got a big victory, a 20-point win over Bluefield.
20-point win, but certainly not a 20-point game. Bluefield came in and used the four-corner offense, Dennis, and really slowed the game tempo down. We used a trapping half-court man-to-man. We went full court. Their perimeter players handled the ball very, very well. Not until about the 7-minute mark in the second half did we really solve their ball control type of offense, and our kids did a good job of knocking down free throws and executing in the late game for the win.
Announced that he has signed 2 players who will continue to preserve that excellence, or try to, in the 1990s. Gone from the team is Todd, consistently winning teams among Virginia's NAIA schools. In fact, over the last 5 years, the only non-20-win season was last season. A disappointment for sure for head coach Mark Blevins. Last night, the Ramblin' Rams scrimmaged Oak Hill Academy, and Blevins had a chance to see what he could really expect from his returning players in 1990, and he doesn't sound optimistic at this early juncture of the season.
You know, I'm disappointed in our progress because we've had so many injuries and sickness. It's difficult to get 10 kids at practice together. And we've been working out for a couple of weeks now, and we should be far ahead of what we are. So I'm disappointed. I don't know how soon we'll put it together, but I think we're going to have a decent ball club this year.
The Ramblin' Rams open the season in just 2 weeks with senior Barry Payton, juniors Lamont Woods and Sean Jenkins, former Bramwell standouts, expected to lead the way. Process of preparation for next week's opponents. We'll also check the West Virginia Mountaineers, who also need a win over Syracuse today to keep those postseason hopes alive. Virginia hooks up with Maryland, and also in the small college action, head coach Bob Mullet will be joining us to talk about why Concord College has not been invited to the NAIA playoffs. While most of the attention is focused on football, we'll also shift gears and talk about basketball with head coach Mark Blevins of the Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams. And we'll do all that right after we take this time out. Don't go away. Sports Sector returns right after this. College, as the college basketball season began to heat up, let's go to the highlights at the Dome today, and it was the Ramblin' Rams who came out smoking in front of a pretty good crowd, and it was a day when you would see a lot of offensive thrust. As we check it out here, this is Fabian Horton to Greg McNeil to Angelo Webb, who hits the baseline jumper. He had 4 points. At the other end, well, the defense pays dividends. This is Oren McPhee going coast to coast as he's fouled, and he gets the 3-point opportunity. Ryan, though, gets the inside game untracked. This is Leroy Johnson. He had 15 points today with the deuce, but at the other end, the fast break to Captain Lamont Woods, who scored 22 points, as Bluefield College goes on to defeat Bryan College today with a score of 111-101. And joining us now is head coach Mark Blevins. And Mark, you got to be proud with that 5-1 record already on the slate here in 1990.
We certainly are, Woody. You know, we've got a young team, but we're 5-1, and I'm really tickled about our record.
You have to be tickled with another reason, because you had so many injuries early.
Yeah, we're a little slim, especially the guard spot right now. 2 of our point guards are out. And then we've got another young man that's been suspended who's going to be a very nice player for us. But the kids have been responding, and can't ask for anything more.
Well, we certainly want to thank you for being with us. We didn't have a lot of time today. We want to invite you back, and we do have some more time at basketball game, which you're familiar with. Ran us a little bit long, but Mark, congratulations, and we look forward to hearing more about the Ramblin' Rams in 1990.
Okay.
Head coach Mark Blevins of the Ramblin' Rams, and we'll be back right after this timeout. Don't go away.
Just like Chris.
Season. Today, the Ramblin' Rams took time out from practice to visit some youngsters at the Bluefield Regional Medical Center. Blevins said earlier this week he loves old people and kids. It's the ones in between that give him all his problems.
Every year we come out to the Tyranny Wing here at the hospital, and then we go over to the Cumberland Care Center, and really we're just trying to provide as much happiness and cheer as we possibly can during the holiday season.
Now the Rams get back to business tomorrow night. The ball game has been rescheduled from 7:30 until 8, and of course we'll have highlights. But it's awfully nice to watch the folks come off the hard court and do something nice this holiday season.
How many on that Graham team altogether? I lost track.
Well, there's 7 on offense. Chris Long scores inside, 51-29, Tennessee Wesleyan with the lead, but the Rams come back. Watch the pass inside to Oren McPhee. You gotta like this move. The double twist basket, Bluefield is back to within 10. McPhee will then fire a pass to Lamont Woods. The captain scores on the layup. Wood led all scorers tonight, for the Rams, I should say, with 14 points. Then watch McPhee come away with the steal here. And folks, you gotta love play like this. The one-hand slam. And he cut the lead to 5. For Tennessee Wesleyan held on. Ray Marshall takes the pass up the court and scores on the circus shot. Tennessee Wesleyan tops Bluefield tonight, 94-82. And it was Marshall coming back down to earth tonight as they are beat the Dome, where head coach Mark Blevins was playing his Well, his second string looking for his 10th win of the year. The Rams in the white. The tip goes from Lee Ayers to Greg McNeil to Fabian Horton for the quick score. Horton led all with 18. Appalachian Bible gets on the board when Grid Kripe hits Hammy Smith, who scores off the glass. At the other end, it's Horton to Ayers for the deuce. Bluefield letting a lot of youngsters play, but that didn't mean a thing to Kripe, who drains this three-pointer. And then at the other end, Bluefield's Bruce Yost of Tazewell gets the ball in his hands, and what does he do? He hits the three-pointer also. The Ramblin' Rams had no trouble with Appalachian Bible College tonight. The final, BC 117, ABC 68. Now the BC women's coach, Janine.
There you go, right there. Sean Jenkins buries a jumper. Rams are rolling in the first half, and Anthony Houston says, hey, if he can do it, I'll do it too. He buries another one from that side. But there were more than Covenant's Jim Bryan. He'll nail one also from the corner. But there were more than just three-pointers tonight. Lamont Woods goes inside. Bluefield College will win this game 115-84. Let's go to the scoreboard now, where we see Concord downing Charleston tonight.
He's the head coach of the baseball team, but tonight he was in the Dome, where the Ramblin' Rams welcome Clinch Valley to Bluefield in another Tennessee-Virginia Conference matchup. Let's go to the highlights now, picking them up. First half now, as you see this man right here, this is Lamont Woods. He had a big night, 22 points for the good folks from Bluefield Ramblin' Rams. Here's the shot missed by Clinch Valley on the other end. It'll get it into the hands of Angelo Webb, who makes the nice move, then goes baseline for the jumper. Webb with 13 for the Rams. Clinch Valley's Terry Bird with a spin move into the paint, where he dishes to Bill Wendell, who banks it off the glass. Now watch the nice move by Sean Jenkins, who goes baseline, then double pumps and gets the deuce in the score. Then the nice save by Bird. Watch this right here. He saves it over the referee into the hands of Prelius Pastor, who takes it for the layup, and it was the deuce there. BC by 1.5, and when Lamont Wood tips it in at the buzzer, BC goes on and escapes with an 82-81 victory tonight over Clinch Valley. Let's go to the scoreboard.
Evans and the boys, well, they got things started up with their homecoming classic, meeting Ohio Valley from Parkersburg. The Scots have former Princeton player Chris Stenson on the roster, who hits the baseline jumper, but the Rams threw this one into high gear off the rebound, I should say. Lamont Woods to Anthony Houston for 2, plus the foul, and a little later watch Woods mix it up underneath, powers it up and in. Bluefield College takes control in this one. Then watch number 12, Byron Russell from the Bahamas, down the lane for 2. Bluefield College breaks it open to beat Ohio Valley, win their homecoming classic 124-94. They get a jump start on the season, but they won't play again for another 2 weeks, so it'll be a lot of time for everybody else to catch up.
Great homecoming, though.
Absolutely.
All righty, thank you, Mark. Up next.
Big Blues. I should say Big Blues. Mark Brown takes a look ahead to the two.
In line to go NCAA Division II, and the starting date is November 22nd. So we've not been able to play a game, an official game, until tomorrow. So trying to get that in line, we've had to sacrifice some early playing dates.
The late starting date did give Brown more of a chance to choose a starting lineup, although in the final analysis it really didn't do any good. As he approaches tomorrow night's opener, he still doesn't know which 5 he'll put on the court at the beginning of the game.
It's a toss-up, and I sort of like it that way. You know, we've got 7, 8 guys that we're sort of juggling around and trying to fill in some spots.
At Bluefield College, Mark Blevins' team has played 3 games, but the Rams are still looking forward to it for a number of reasons, not the least of which is
we're the defending champions.
And defending their title is the #1 topic at practice.
Hey, we're excited about it, and that's all the kids have been talking about this week. So, of course, you know, the kids that haven't played, they're very anxious to put the uniforms on for the first time, and it's kind of like strapping the headgear on, you know, for the first time in football.
The tournament opens tomorrow night at 7 in Bluefield. Mark Brown, News Center 6 Sports.
Finally tonight, the West
Rams will eventually soar.
Yeah, we've had some losses, but, you know, that's happened before, and we've got a positive outlook, and I've brought in a couple of nice players, and then we've got a couple of players that were ineligible that are eligible now.
The Rams and Barton College tip it off tomorrow night at 7 in Bluefield. Mark Brown, News Center 6 Sports.
Well, just like last season, there's
Would you think
in Bluefield, the 9th annual Lions Club Currents Basketball Classic kicked off its 2-day run. 4 teams, including rivals Bluefield State and Bluefield College, squared off, battling for a berth in Saturday night's final. In Game 1, Barton College and Bluefield College tipped it off. We'll pick this one up in the in the second half, I should say. The Ramblin' Rams trail 52-45. Watch this shot here as Travis Holland gets the loose ball and the deuce to fall. At the other end, though, Barton's Craig Wilson goes to Rodney Rich, who gets the deuce the hard way. Put it up. Yes, it will fall. Now at the other end, Sean Jenkins nails the jumper to tie this ball game up at 56. Head coach Mark Blevins' squad had their chance to win it, and they let it get away. Down 89-88, Sean Jenkins misses the free throw. The front end of a 1-1, and Barton goes on to win this one tonight, 91-88. In game 2, Bluefield, with the problems this season, they're 4-5, but appear primed for the TVAC conference action when they welcome Tennessee Wesleyan to town for an afternoon game set for 2 o'clock.
Wesleyan's got a very similar team to ours. They're a fast break team, and they're going to play a lot of half-court defense. And, of course, King comes in Monday night, and they're ranked #1 of the nation, undefeated. So, you know, and it doesn't stop there. We've got 2 more conference games next week.
Now, the Rams have been idle since splitting 2 games this past weekend at the Kearns Classic at Bluefield State. Back on the winning track as they defeat Michigan tonight by the score of...
The Rams always have their moments against the Keydets, giving Joe Contafio more of a struggle than he hoped for. But last night, the Rams posed little threat. Jonathan Penn to his buddy Lou Preston, and Sweet Lou spikes one into the Pines for 2 of his 18. The preseason All-Southern Conference pick got another slam off an assist from freshman Lawrence Golette. The Keydets started to blow it open in the first half, but Cameron Crazy's a little bored by the lopsided score, so freshman Jonas Callis decided to drain a rare 3-pointer and wake him up as VMI wins going away 91-63. A big game on tap tonight at 7:30.
Bounce to a 5-point lead, mostly because of the shooting of Terrell Payton, who buries one from long range. He finished tonight with 29. The Scots responded. Nathan Unrod goes the distance with a nice left-hand layup right there to put Covenant up by 1. But Coach Mark Blevins had his inside game going tonight. Dave Clark drives the lane for the 2 points right there. Bluefield College goes on an 8-zip run and culminates when Dave Clark drives the lane again, dishing off to Travis Holland. What a slam. He had 20 as Bluefield College beats Covenant 79-75. In Charlotte, 7th-ranked North Carolina meeting South Carolina early on.
And even before head coach Mark Blevins had a chance to sit down, the Rams jumped out to the early 9-point advantage. First, Terrell Payton banks one in for the 3. And then watches Dave Clark, not the 5, just the 1, pick the pocket and take it all the way for the deuce to keep Bluefield ahead. However, the Scots rallied quickly, and when Pat Pugh goes coast to coast, California to New York, Ohio Valley led 45-35 at the break. Second half, the Ramblin' Rams defense stiffens, and it pays off. Terrell Payton with the pass to Travis Holland. Holland goes in for the slam. You got to love it. He's all alone. Take it up, and yes, the deuce is his. Then Payton takes the baseline. He will go up and under for the bucket as Bluefield College uses a 20-point turnaround to come back and beat Ohio Valley tonight 87-77. In high school basketball, Terrell Payton steal goes coast to coast, 2 of his 21. As we continue to check it out, the Bryan Lions were only able to cut the deficit to 11 as John Spears reverse layup. But it wasn't nearly enough. Travis Dotter grabs the loose ball, passes to Dave Clark, open for the basket. Clark scored 17 points. Fabian Horton now rolled with a team high 35, and it was Bluefield College 108-86 tonight over Bryan College. Also among the women tonight, as far as the conference tonight was concerned, it was the Bluefield College women winning tonight. Janice.
The Rams always have their moments against the Keydets, giving Joe Contafio more of a struggle than he hoped for. But last night, the Rams posed little threat. Jonathan Penn to his buddy Lou Preston, and Sweet Lou spikes one into the Pines for 2 of his 18. The preseason All-Southern Conference pick got another slam off an assist from freshman Lawrence Golette. The Keydets started to blow it open in the first half, but Cameron Crazy's a little bored by the lopsided score, so freshman Jonas Callis decided to drain a rare 3-pointer and wake him up as VMI wins going away 91-63. A big game on tap tonight at 7:30.
Bounce to a 5-point lead, mostly because of the shooting of Terrell Payton, who buries one from long range. He finished tonight with 29. The Scots responded. Nathan Unrod goes the distance with a nice left-hand layup right there to put Covenant up by 1. But Coach Mark Blevins had his inside game going tonight. Dave Clark drives the lane for the 2 points right there. Bluefield College goes on an 8-zip run and culminates when Dave Clark drives the lane again, dishing off to Travis Holland. What a slam. He had 20 as Bluefield College beats Covenant 79-75. In Charlotte, 7th-ranked North Carolina meeting South Carolina early on.
And even before head coach Mark Blevins had a chance to sit down, the Rams jumped out to the early 9-point advantage. First, Terrell Payton banks one in for the 3. And then watches Dave Clark, not the 5, just the 1, pick the pocket and take it all the way for the deuce to keep Bluefield ahead. However, the Scots rallied quickly, and when Pat Pugh goes coast to coast, California to New York, Ohio Valley led 45-35 at the break. Second half, the Ramblin' Rams defense stiffens, and it pays off. Terrell Payton with the pass to Travis Holland. Holland goes in for the slam. You got to love it. He's all alone. Take it up, and yes, the deuce is his. Then Payton takes the baseline. He will go up and under for the bucket as Bluefield College uses a 20-point turnaround to come back and beat Ohio Valley tonight 87-77. In high school basketball, Terrell Payton Steele goes coast to coast, 2 of his 21. As we continue to check it out, the Bryan Lions were only able to cut the deficit to 11 as John Spears reverse layup, but it wasn't nearly enough. Travis Dutter grabs the loose ball, passes to Dave Clark, open for the basket. Clark scored 17 points. Fabian Horton now rolled with a team high 35, and it was Bluefield College 108-86 tonight over Bryan College. Also among the women tonight, as far as the conference tonight was concerned, it was the Bluefield College women winning tonight. Janice Alexander with 24 points, and there you have it, a complete menu of high school and college basketball.
74 win. That's their only 5. Academics have wiped out the team, so they were no match for BC. Pat Smith hits the three-pointer. Smith had 19 points for the Rams, but Terrell Payton led the way. Payton, watch him come down the lane, hit 2 of his game-high 27. The Rams win 117-54. And you know, if you'd like to play college basketball, give that guy a call right there. Looks like he could use some help.
Couple of ball games. Graham, as you see, losing 75-70 in overtime. Now, in college basketball action tonight, the Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams tipped it off against King College at the Dome in Bluefield. A win, and Bluefield College would be 10-10 in a season that has been a roller coaster ride for head coach Mark Blevins. The Rams have played well lately, but didn't look good early against the Tornadoes. King College jumped out to the early lead as Steve Lentz makes the layup off the turnover to pad the Tornado lead to 12. But Mark Blevins simply told his team to give the ball to Terrell Payton, and they did. Payton responded, making the turnaround jumper in the paint. He had 30 points tonight. Then watch as Payton makes the steal and the no-look pass to Mike Pfeiffer as he goes up and under for the nice layup to cut the deficit to 5, 43-38 King. That ball game at the half, but it was an 88-84 victory for King tonight as they defeat the Ramblin' Rams in overtime, and that was the final 88-84. Well, folks, the Virginia Tech by 21 points, but the Buffaloes took control here. Shane Turley nails the three-pointer, 26-18 Milligan. The Rams cut the deficit to 3 as Dave Clark steals of the ball, then scoops it in for the score. It was 43-40 Milligan at the break. Despite the nice jam by Fabian Horton, the Rams fall to the Buffaloes 106-90. The BC women also lost to Milligan 87-75. And on the West Virginia Conference scoreboard tonight, it was the Bluefield State Big Blues over Shepherd 94-92, and Concord loses tonight by strength of Terrell Payton's 26 points here scoring on the drive. Pleasant Valley knifed into the lead. Joe Caswood buries the three-pointer from the corner. Got a little shot that will drop like this one. Then watch as Caswood fakes the 3, drives the lane, cuts the lead to 4 at halftime. But any thoughts of a Cavalier victory in it as Fabian Horton slams the door on Clinch Valley tonight, 89-84. That was the final. Beckley.
You got extra batteries?
ball game, all knotted up at 70. Clark with the basketball for Bluefield to Yost. Back to Clark, and he made a basket. Oh my goodness, let me pass out. As a give and go, and he hit a basket. Mercy. Johnny Ghost on the other end with a shot, no good. That makes Clark about 1 for 55 on the evening from the field. But it was pretty. 72-70 in favor of Bluefield. Horton with the basketball. Dishes to Donathan. Donathan back to Clark. 28 on the shot clock. Clark with the basketball. Wheels, deals, loses the ball. Picked up by Bluefield. Back out to Horton. Horton to Donathan. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Clark with the basketball to Yost. And the ball pass goes inside and scored by Travis Holland. 4-point advantage for Bluefield. 2:57 left to go in the ball game. Cavs down by 4. Brown with the basketball. Pulls up for 3, no. And breakaway by Yost. And he misses the layup. And then he commits the foul on the rebound. So Yost trying to put in another layup. 1-and-1 for Sean Brown. It is kind of embarrassing to have a wide open. Is now 3 of 5. 74-70 in favor of Bluefield. 2:33 left to go here in the ball game. Yost with the basketball to Donathan. Donathan back out to Yost. Yost fakes the pass, gives it to Horton. Horton back to Clark. Clark for 3. He's hit 2. Oh, mercy. Miracles do happen. And there's timeout on the court with 2:13 left to go in the ball game. Bluefield 77, Clinch Valley 70. This is the CVC Basketball Network by a score of 77-70 here in the consolation game of the
We start in the bottom of the first from Bowen Field in Bluefield, Virginia. Knoxville College leading 2-0. Bluefield College's Kenny Short doubles down the left field line, which scores Shannon Yates and Darren Davis, tying it at 2 apiece. We move now to the bottom of the third. Kenny Short, formerly of Richlands High School, another double over the bag at third. 3-2, Bluefield College takes the lead. All right, bottom of the fourth, a great bunt by Anthony Campbell. It gets through the Knoxville infield, and Andy Wilburn scores all the way from second. A big day for the Ramblin' Rams' Kenny Short. Here he makes it 3 for 3 as he singles to left. The game is still in progress with Bluefield College leading it 6-2 after 4.5. Come on up, the pitch was outside. For the next 6 months here at Bowen Field, we'll see high school baseball, collegiate baseball, as well as minor league baseball. Indeed, it is officially time to play ball. Reporting from Bluefield, Virginia, Pat Frizzell, News Center 6 Sports. Hey, up! The pitch was outside!
Well, this is how the Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams completed game one. They won by a score of 10-6 and came back in the second game of the doubleheader to win at 18-10. Concord College, they lost 2 today to Charleston, 7-1 and 3-2. They're in respectful fashion. Pat Frizzell has the first game highlights.
First inning from a Bermuda-like Bluefield. No score. Doug Lambert on the mound for Bluefield College. Darren Roddy singles to center field, which scores 2 runs as Ohio Valley breaks on top, 2-0. To the bottom of the first, Kenny Short from Richlands, Virginia would tie it with this 2-run blast to left. Larry Weaver back to the wall. It's gone. The first inning ended with a score tied at 2. All right, bottom of the second, the Ramblin' Rams' Steve Wilson hits what you would think is a routine single to left, but the ball gets by Ohio Valley's left fielder Larry Weaver. Wilson ends up with a 3-bagger, scoring 2 Bluefield College runs. The Rams lead it 4-2. Bluefield College would then make it 5-2 in the bottom of the second when Doug Wilson singles to left, scoring Steve Wilson from third. At Bowen Field in Bluefield, Pat Frizzell, News Center 6 Sports.
Yeah, let's bring you up to date on the final scores going to the scoreboard. Ohio Valley, they won that first ball game by a score of 75, but Bluefield College came back to win the second 9-6. Concord, they lost their second doubleheader in a row, 11-5 and 10-7. So congratulations to the Orioles. Absolutely. The Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams, well, they played 11 games in the last 6 days, but none were more important than the 3 played today at Bowen Field. Pat Frizzell has the report on the first round of the Little College Baseball Playoffs.
The Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams' backs were to the wall after dropping the first game to Ohio Valley 10-8. To the second game, 5th inning, with Bluefield College leading 6-3. Doug Lambert singles to left. The ball would get by the left fielder. Bluefield College now led it 7-3. In the 7th, again Lambert a single, this time to center, as Bluefield College would force a third game with a 13-9 victory. And in the third game tonight, Bluefield College would explode for 5 first-inning runs. In the second, the Ramblin' Rams pick up a couple more. Andy Wilburn, a line drive to center. Keith Colloway can't make the grab. 2-run score, making it 8-2 Bluefield College. Earl Glass goes the distance on the mound for Bluefield College. Here striking out Keith Colloway as Bluefield College wins it 12-8 to advance to the NLCAA Regionals on Wednesday, where they will meet Knoxville College. At Bowen Field, Pat Frizzell, News Center 6 Sports.
Well, you wouldn't call this athletics to the NAIA National Tournament. Now in baseball, well, 3 wins today at Bowen Field in the National Little College Regional Playoffs would secure them a berth in a national tournament set for May 9th in Colorado. But first, they had to get past Knoxville. Pat Frizzell has the details.
We'll pick it up in the bottom of the 4th from Bowen Field. Knoxville College leading 3-2 when the Ramblin' Rams' Bobby Thompson would tie it on this RBI single to right, scoring Andy Wilburn. To the top of the 5th, Wayne Wright of Knoxville, a blooper to short. Anthony Campbell would make the grab, but Chris McCormick tags up with a go-ahead run, 4-3 the Drones. In the bottom of the 5th, Bluefield College deadlocks it at 4 on this Andy Wilburn single to right as Ken Short scores. Now in the bottom of the 6th, the game-winning base hit, the Ramblin' Rams, Steve Wilson, a shot to left. This one goes all the way to the wall as Anthony Campbell crosses the plate. Bluefield College, they win game 1, 5-4. Meanwhile, in the second game, the Ramblin' Rams, an 8-2 winner. Bluefield College is but 1 win away from a trip to the NLCAA National Tournament. The third and possibly decisive game has been rescheduled for tomorrow. At Bowen Field, Pat Frizzell, News Center 6 Sports.
And in a couple of playoff ball games today, we'll go to those. I believe there they are. Concord College and West Liberty in a couple of playoffs. They were both postponed because of rain. According to the AP, they will be played tomorrow. And, of course, that...
Believe it, Appalachian League baseball is just around the corner.
Regular season, but in these playoffs, they're doing very well. Sure, that's exactly what matters, winning in the playoffs. For the Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams, the national tournament out to left after a pass ball. Well, Nimbo Law, he will give the Buckley Flying Eels the early 1-0 lead. The Mountain View roared back, the Golden Knights do. Reggie Stevenson singles up the middle, setting the stage for Doug Rushbrook, who lines the shot to right. When the throw gets away, well, everybody will be safe, and Stevenson will score. It was 1-1. But today, Beckley goes on to defeat Mountain View by a score of 5-2. Let's bring you up to date on what's going on the rest of the week. As you see, Oak Hill, they were a winner tonight. They defeated Logan by a score of 6-0. They will battle the Flying Eagles on Thursday at Bowen Field. In the Double-A region finals, it'll be, well, we got Pineville here. Pineville 6-4 over Peterstown. Pineville, well, they play the winner of the Marsh Fork Van ball game on May 26th. No report on that right now as far as who's going to win that one. Another score is bringing you up to date. It doesn't look like we're going to get that, so we'll just move on. The Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams, well, they have a college basketball tournament every year. It's called the Little College World Series Tournament. Well, they finished second earlier this year, but they've got one more ball game on the schedule. Now, Bluefield College head coach Mark Blevins has gathered the Little College All-Americans together, and they will play the Ramblin' Rams on Wednesday night at the Dome in Bluefield. Now, this is the pregame for the All-Americans who will leave Thursday for a tour of Europe. The All-Americans will play in Moscow, Finland, Norway, and Sweden before returning home. Remember, the ball game is set for 7 p.m. at the Dome at Bluefield College. Well, the worst team in the National League battled the team with the worst record in postseason action. The Chicago Cubs.
We'll introduce you to a local doctor who's determined to be the first West Virginian.
4 years.
The women's edition that the school had in the past few years, going to the national tournament and finishing running up, that was a big decision.
I think we're going to be pretty tough next year. Of course, we've got to get a postman with some size, and the signing of Lamont is really going to stabilize their program for next year.
Now, in the scrimmage between the United States Little College All-Americans and the Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams, well, the Rams took it with a 123-105 decision. It's a series of firsts. It's a right to left center. The ball goes all the way to the fence. Here comes Daniels around third. He slips, a chance for the inside the park home run. The play at the plate, he's in there. But however, following a ruling, it's allowed a triple. Following a jug of ball in center, the Mountain Lions. Scott King a rocket down the line at third. Phil Lane scores. Bluefield, Concord wins game 1, 3-1. However, it's all Bluefield College in game 2, 11-4. Bluefield College now 13-10 on the year. Concord, a dismal 6-23-2. NASCAR crews and cars, our record might indicate. Today they hooked up with Bluefield College, and for the first time in over a week, the Lions found something to write home about. We'll pick up the action in the second game of the doubleheader. Bluefield College's Jeff Daniels on the mound, a towering shot to left center, and this ball goes all the way to the fence. And here he comes around third. He can't get on his feet. He finally gets up. He's on his way, stumbles, falls, slides. He's in there. But they're going to say no. They're going to ground rule it a triple, and they'll get the score. Then here comes Daniels, not Daniels, absolutely. This is Scott King, a rocket down the line at third. Phil Lane scores for Concord. Concord wins game 1, 3-1. However, it's Bluefield College in game 2 by a score of 11-4. Bluefield College now 13-10 on the year. Concord 6-23.
An extremely, well, he pitched an outstanding game, I thought, for Concord the first game. Beat us 3-1. The second game, we came out, I think it was in the second inning when we had our big inning, and we got 6 runs and hit the ball real well in the second game.
After being so far down, it's nice just to get a win and a split with anybody, seems like. First game, we played well, no errors except for one throw to first base. No fielding errors. Second game, we have 4 fielding errors, and that's somewhat of the difference between the 2 games.
And taking a look at other action, Oak Hill a winner tonight. Richie Wagner hits the chopper. A chance at the double play. Jeff McLeod throw to second. Got him. However, Bluefield College's Anthony Campbell goes tumbling. That's interference. The umpire calls both of the runners out, and hopefully that young man is okay. Anthony Campbell doesn't get mad. He gets even. Campbell hits this one deep, going way back to left center. A towering shot, folks. This one is gone. That gives the Rams a comfortable lead. Former Richlands High School star Garnett Lester, a remarkable 7 RBI day today. In Game 2, Lester, a blooper to right, a mix-up in the King College outfield. Bluefield College smokes King College in Game 2. The finals today, in Game 1, it was King College 8-1, and in the second one, it was Bluefield College 12-2. Mark Blevins has the post-game comments.
It was disappointing to lose the first game, but the second game the kids played just outstanding. We played airless ball.
And Bluefield College now 9-3 on the year. So that's
Good start.
Stacking up a good record.
Okay. And the challenge.
At Bowenfield, the West Virginia Conference opener for the Bluefield State Big Blues got underway with Davis and Elkins in town for the doubleheader action. Head coach Jeff Hunter probably didn't like the opener, but he had to love the nightcap. Let's pick up the highlights now at Bluefield State. And Jeff Hunter likes the way his team is playing.
Talented and experienced team that we've ever had, so I look forward to be in the conference tournament and build a program rather than a team, and we try to get good quality people in here, and now we've got some seniors on the team, and it's starting to pay dividends.
Let's take a look at the college baseball scoreboard. Concord today wins 2. This one 2-1 in the first ball game over King College. They come back to win the second 11-8. And Bluefield College sets a school record now with their 22nd victory. They're now 22-4. They won 12 straight. They beat Tusculum College in the first ball game, a resumption of a ball game that was postponed from last Monday, 11-10. Come back in the nightcap to win it 5-3. Jeff McLeod, the winner in the first ball game, 4-0 on the year. And Charlie Davis had 4 RBI and also the save in the second ball game. Marshall, a loser to Sherry's.
Hi, this is Gary.
Campbell with a shot to right center. It scores 2 as Bluefield College takes a 7-1 lead. Still in the third inning, Concord's pitching troubles mount. The wild pitch gets by catcher Jack Hunter, who gets it, throws it back. Not in time. Shannon Yates scores. The blast of the evening, a quick one. Fourth inning, Matt Castro takes Ram pitcher Rob Willis downtown. Yes, it is, folks, a big home run, but the home run was not enough to help Concord. Wills gets the win. He goes to 4-1, adding home runs from Bluefield College, Slater Atkins, and Charlie Davis. Bluefield College now 33-1. They win at 9-4 and 17-6 on the year. So there you have it, a big ball game as far as college is concerned. Well, the Detroit Pistons. What they're going to do is they're going to be among 7 other teams who will be vying for the National Little College Championship. They'll leave at 7 o'clock tonight and ball game starting on Monday. Head coach Mark Blevins says he's excited about having this opportunity.
Of bringing the gold home. I mean, we want to win a national championship desperately, although we're going to have a good time. And it's going to be an educational opportunity for the kids, too.
And, of course, we'll keep you up to date on what happens out there at that college tournament. And we'll also tell you that Greenbrier East has returned to the top of the prep polls. We'll have more of that. The Ramblin' Rams have announced 7 new players signed for the start of the 1991 college basketball season. Head coach Mark Blevins calls it his best recruiting class ever, and he will need a strong group of players to make him forget what he called a dismal 1989-90 campaign when the Rams went 19-18, the first non-20-win season in the last 6 years. The Rams will be starting the second year in the new Tennessee-Virginia Athletic Conference. We're not the team in 89-90 that tradition calls for at Bluefield, Virginia campus. When practice opens for Bluefield College September 15th, Blevins will welcome Lorenzo Johnson, a 6'3 guard who hails from Walter State Junior College in Tennessee. Also, Byron Russell of the Bahamas signed. Other signings, as you see here, Orrin McPhee from the Bahamas, a 6'3 forward. Travis Holland from Silver Spring, Maryland, a 6'6 center that'll add height to the Ramblin' Rams. George Thompson from James River, Virginia, who finished second in the Class A Virginia finals this last year, a 5'10 guard signed. Also, Mark Mills of Pulaski. And finally, from Pulaski, Lee Ayers, a 6'2 center, also signed with Bluefield College today. Well, the Bluefield Orioles are in Elizabethton tonight, playing 2 with the Twins as the Appalachian League draws to a close for the 19th. Baseball action this afternoon. Mark Brown has more, and that's a process and a plus on the Lions and the Rams.
Last season, the Concord College Mountain Lions won just 8 games all season, but as they entered today's doubleheader with Bluefield College, the Lions had a losing record, but 5 wins, which is all that counts to head coach Doug Fuller.
So we're already past the halfway mark of last year. The thing that I'm pleased with is the fact that even though our pitching got pounded there in that game, our pitching is better this year than it was last year. Last year, our earned run average for the team was 9.12, and this year we're down somewhere around about 6.2. So that makes a whole lot of difference.
Today, the Lions almost had win 6 in game 1 of the doubleheader as they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first off Ram ace Kurt Goodson, who transferred to Bluefield this year from Division I Virginia Tech.
I want to teach and coach, thus I had to have a 2.5, and my grade point average at Tech wasn't above a 2.5, and I wanted to do play some baseball last summer, so I didn't go to summer school at Tech, so I had to transfer.
But in the end, the Grayson County native and the Rams' big bats were too much for Concord as they won Game 1 12-4 for their 19th victory of the season.
Definitely, we stroked the ball, hit a couple of home runs, and I think we had 11 hits total, and none of them came cheap.
In Athens, Mark Brown, News Center 6 Sports.
In high school baseball action, Greenbrier East a 6-1 winner over Bluefield. As Scott Weichel went 2 for 3. And had 4 RBI, 1 home run. NC State coming in, one of the better teams in the Southern Conference, on top 3-2 in the 5th inning. Number 37, Rod Walker, bounces into left field, scoring number 17, March Page, for a 4-2 Buccaneer lead. A couple of batters later, number 3, Michael Brown, goes the same way, scoring 2 more runs for East Tennessee State. The Buccaneers take a 6-3 lead after 5 innings of play. We'll have the official story for you tonight at 11. Now, in high school baseball today, the Princeton Tigers and Princeton in West Virginia Conference play. Now to Bluefield, where East Tennessee State came in with a bats of smoking on top, 3-2 in the 5th inning. Number 37, Rod Walker, bounces one into left field, scoring Mark Page for a 4-2 Buccaneer lead. A couple of batters later, Michael Brown goes the same way, scoring 2 more runs. The Buccaneers had a 6-3 lead after 5, and they go on to beat Bluefield College 12-6. Eddie Krause took the loss for the Rams. In Game 2, Garnett Lester hit a 2-run shot, but East Tennessee had 3-run homer, a grand slam, a 2-run shot as they sweep Bluefield College tonight, 12-2. Tommy Yost took the loss for the Rams as they continue back in action on Friday. Well, the Metro Conference, once down to just 4 teams, are now set. The Ramblin' Rams took 2 from Tennessee Wesleyan to improve their record to 22-10. Let's take a look at the highlights. The Rams open the scoring here in the bottom of the 3rd. Duke Gray bounces one back up the middle, a 2-run lead for Bluefield College's Kurt Goodson. But Goodson lost it in the 4th when Ron Hodge drops one down the line. Jason Sewell and Perry Troutman score, giving Tennessee Wesleyan the 3-2 lead. But Bluefield College exploded in the 4th inning with 2 more home runs. Goodson hit the first of 2, and then Anthony Campbell cranked one out. A 2-run blast that gave the Rams the 5-3 lead. Bluefield College sweeps Tennessee Wesleyan today, 11-4 and 8-4. Goodson the winner of Game 1, and Garnett Lester the winner in Game 2. As we told you, they go to 22-10 on the year. Well, Bluefield College tonight, a former big league star and the man who will supervise the Orioles post-draft minicamp, Don Buford, was the featured speaker at Bluefield College Sports Award Banquet. Buford will supervise the team when it arrives from campuses across the nation after the June draft, plus players from the Florida Instructional League will also be in attendance. The players are expected to arrive in Bluefield June the 9th. The Appalachian League season opens on June 19th. Checking in on the high school baseball action. In college baseball action, the Bluefield College Ramblin' Rams met King College today at Bowen Field, looking to keep their dreams of winning the TVAC Conference Baseball Championships alive. Let's pick up the highlights now. We'll pick it up early. This is the bottom of the 1st inning, and as you see here, this is Steve Edwards singles with the bases loaded, and all 3 runs score. It was BC up 6-1 after 1, and we're taking a look at it right here. The Rams starter Kurt Goodson gave up 2 in the top of the 2nd, but it was King College's Ben Clemens who was bombed in the bottom half of the frame. First, it was Slater Atkins who sends it over the wall into left center field. This one is gone. And then with just 1 aboard, Charlie Davis takes it downtown just inside the foul line, and Bluefield College led 9-3. They go on to win in a doubleheader sweep the finals 15-3 and 16-5 to run their record to 40-13, the best record ever in the area for college baseball. Well, now tomorrow, Saturday morning, it's going
line, and our score remains 10-8.
Now it looks like he'll be coming back to Bowen Field as a bad guy with Huntington. You know, folks, while Bluefield College pitcher Kurt Goodson was selected by the Chicago Cubs in the Major League Baseball draft, several other Rams have been selected for postseason awards. Now, Goodson was selected by the Cubs after completing a career at Bluefield College that included stints at Virginia Tech. Goodson on the year had an 11-2 record on the hill. At bat, he hit .396, had 11 home runs, and drove in 48 runs. He was also named to the TVAC All-Conference team. Joining him on the TVAC first team is Garnett Lester, who won the TVAC Triple Crown, hitting .448 with 18 home runs and 65 RBIs. Lester from Richlands was also named the TVAC Player of the Year. Also named to the first team, Slater Atkins, Anthony Campbell, and Duke Gray from Richlands. Well, in the Major League Baseball action tonight, the Reds and the Mets continue their season in Cincinnati. Concord College Mountain Lions squared off today in doubleheader non-conference baseball action at Bowen Field in Bluefield. Now in game 1 of the doubleheader, the Ramblin' Rams turned back the Mountain Lions 9 by a score of 9-6. In game 2, the game was scoreless until the second. Here Shane Timmons grounds to third, but then watch this right here, the error. Well, it didn't help the folks at Bluefield College because they went on and left the base runner stranded. To the top of the second, Concord gets on the board. First, Jason Goebel was safe on the error, and then after he is sacrificed to second, Tommy McClintock hits this long drive over the center fielder's head. It scores Goebel, 1-0 Concord College, but Bluefield College comes back to sweep Concord today by the score of 5-4 in the second ball game. Taking a look in a game that was supposed to have been scheduled, if you've looked outside.
The fifth inning, Richlands, Brad Bales drops a base hit into center field. Scott Phillips, also from Richlands, scores. Bluefield College sweeps a doubleheader from Ohio Valley, 12-0 and 14-3. But 2 of the 3 Matoka High School softball players
were at Covington's Casey Field this morning, showing their stuff to Cincinnati Red Scouts Marion Bo Trumbo and Paul Seipel.
What we're going to try to do is judge on reaction, catching, running, range, whole 10 minutes.
The preliminary instructions were simple, but following through well enough to impress a couple of veteran scouts is another matter.
I was kind of nervous to begin with, and then got over here and got going, and it was pretty fun, exciting. I don't know what's going to happen, or not any great expectations, but I'm hoping.
Kid may be an outstanding ball player in high school, but he may lack in one of these categories. He may be a good runner, but his arm is bad. So, you know, you've got to have every asset when you're looking for a pro ball player.
For former Bluefield College players Garnett Lester and Slater Atkins, time to achieve that dream is running out. They were overlooked in the draft, and their only chance of making it to the majors is through tryout camps.
I just finished college, and I've been through it a couple times before. I'm more relaxed than what, you know, a few other people might be, but still you get the butterflies, and still you know that, you know, me being 21 years old and just come out of college, I got about another month left to get lucky in one of these and show somebody what I can do, and that'll be it.
I missed the draft, so this is my only hope. I hope I got about another month, and after that, that's all I got.
Atkins and Lester will spend the rest of the summer traveling to camps all over the state. Roy Stanley, News 7 Sports.